Hey y'all, welcome back. It's Saturday. It's beautiful outside, and I have a business meeting this weekend, so I'm gonna try and do a couple of videos before I have to leave. So, as I've said before, I am doing the Dear Julie monthly challenge, and this month it's called September Stash Buster. So here's the 4 pages of stuff that we're supposed to do. So today I'm working on this list right here. And so at the top of we're just going to start at the top. 2 large tags with a job. I know that I have another video on that, but this one's going to be a little bit different because I'm going to add pockets on the inside. And because my sewing machine is all the way across the room, and I haven't figured out how to edit yet, I went ahead and sewed this. And so I will probably sew these as well, but for now, this is what we're gonna do. So this digital here and this digital here is actually paper that I had coffee dyed and I scanned it into my computer. And then I put these images on it. I'm slowly learning how to do everything because technology has changed so much since I took computer sciences in high school and college too long ago. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I already pre-cut the white edges off, and there's a little bit of messiness, if you will, on the edges there, and the best way to get that off is either with a fingernail file or one of these sanding sponge blocks. So these papers here that are going in it, this is cabbage dyed paper, so's that, and then in one of our monthly challenges, we had to do string art, and these are just copies of 2 that I've done. And then these 2 is what was left over from the brayer. This actually has 2 sides on there. I think this one's only single-sided, yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is put 1 stack aside, and we're gonna work on this one first. So we're going to, let's see, we're gonna center that as much as I can. And let's see what we got here. No, you know what, I'll just cut that off. Okay, so we're just gonna cut that off, and then we're gonna take one from the other side and turn it around. And we're gonna cut that. And I might as well just do the same thing with this side here too. So that way they can be uniform, just because I'm a little OCD. Okay. And we're gonna also put some rivets in there and put a little charm on top. Okay. I am not saving those little scraps. Okay, so here is our large tag, and this is the order I want my papers in, and so these are obviously going to be bigger than my tag, so we're just going to fold them in half. I'm going to use my bone folder to get a nice crease going there, and I really want to sew around that because I love the way sewing looks, but maybe later. If I do it later, I'll show you. Okay, so I think that I want it kind of messy, and so I'm gonna see, no, I won't be able to tear all 3 of those at the same time. So we're just gonna tear these edges. They're not gonna fit in there perfectly, but that's okay. I want it to be a little grungy looking because I happen to like that. I know that style isn't for everybody, Some people don't like to ink. I love to ink. I think it gives it that something special, little extra oomph. And I was actually showing something that I had done to one of the people that I work with, and he said, "Oh wow, isn't that really cool that you got a guest check that was that old?" And I said, "That's not old, that's brand new." I said, "That's what ink is for." Right? And this is one of the inks that I use all the time, walnut stain. I also like forest moss. I use black soot and aged mahogany. Those are pretty much my go-to colors. Okay. I was doing something the other day with all of those colors actually, and it kind of turned out purple, which I don't have purple, but I love purple, and I thought that was pretty cool. But of course, I don't remember which order I went in, so I don't think that it would be possible to recreate that. But I can always try. Okay. All right, so let's see. I want that one in front. That one in the middle. This one in the middle. And let's see how that fits. Okay, so I didn't even think about that. I might just have to, oh no, that might work. I really am not gonna save those pieces either. Okay, let's see how this works. All right, close enough. Yeah, I actually like that. Okay, I'm just going to staple this together. I have one of these long arm staplers here, and in order for me to get it as close to the middle as possible, I fold it back in half on itself, and then there's always that little spot there where you know that the where the staple is going to come out, and so I always try and line that up with that edge there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to use my walnut stain and just go around the edges. Yeah, so I'm just figuring out how to do a lot of things, like I said, and somebody suggested Canva the other day, and so I was up until like 2 o'clock in the morning fiddling with it, and I was having so much fun that I didn't realize what time it was. One of the lights that I use here has an automatic timer that you can set for 3, 6, 9, or 12 hours, and I keep mine usually on 3 hours because that way at least my husband always tells me I need to come up for air. And that's the only way I know how to do that, because I get lost in here while I'm trying to just have fun and create things. Okay, so I like to mix metals, and so I think I'm gonna use that one for this. And you know, so I have all these things here that you're supposed to, oh, and I actually grabbed the right color. So this is the male part and this is the female part, and you're supposed to put the paper on that and then put that little female part in there and squish it together, and for some reason it never works, right? I'll try it. What do we need to be on here? A2. Okay, these things here, this side has letters, and we're gonna put it on A because we're gonna use the 3/16, And to use an eyelet and a washer, you need to be on A2. And so we're just gonna move that to 2 and then push that back in. Okay. Oh no, that actually isn't the right color, that's silver. Not that it really matters. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, just going to make sure that I have it on 3/16, and I am going to eyeball the middle, and then we're just going to put that in there. And I put these in here because usually when I end up putting in whatever ribbon or whatever that I'm going to use there as my tag topper, I tend to tear the paper. Okay, and so the best way to do this is to make sure that that little nub there is on the bottom. Oop. And then, oh, there's so much glue on here, I can't. Okay, there's a wrong side and a right side for this. So this is the wrong side because it is, what is it, concave. That one's convex. So the convex side goes up top. And then you just take this, make sure that they're in there, and then squeeze. Oh my God, of course it worked because I'm videoing it. All right. Well, let's hope that happens again. Okay, so I chose this ribbon to go with it just because the other one here, I picked out red. One of the things that we're supposed to be using in this monthly challenge is hoarded stuff, and these ribbons are extremely hoarded. I don't know if you can tell by the packaging how old these are. However, I believe that these came from my mom. I believe these were my mom's, and my mom passed away in 2006, so I've been hoarding those for a really long time. Okay, so I like to go through the front instead of the back, and I just fold that up and pull it through. Okay, so if I can't pull it through, I end up using my pointy tweezers. I keep those handy because I use those for a lot of things. And the reason I put this through the front instead of the back is because I want that loop that these go through in my front. Oh, and this ribbon might not even be, it might be too thick. And I don't think I have a thin one. Okay, well, what we're gonna do there is get our glue, get that little glob out of there, and we're going to put a little glue under here to make sure, is it coming out? Yeah, to make sure that that doesn't come out. Okay, wipe off any excess. And if it's still wet, you can roll it off your fingers. It rolls off into a ball. Okay, and on the edge of the ribbon, I used my pinking shears because that makes it fray less, but I actually am going to take a lighter and singe those edges just slightly because then it'll have less chance of fraying as also. Okay. Let's see. So I got these ready for, let's see which one. I think I want this one and the other one. So I'm gonna take this here and I'm gonna put it about right there. And I know not everybody has a sewing machine, but I like these ends of the thread hanging out. You can cut them off, you can leave them. It's totally up to you what you prefer. But the journal that I'm making this month kind of took a weird turn, and it ended up to be like a boho style cover, and so I want all that extra goodness left over. So we're just going to center that as much as possible. And let me see if I can show you the cover. I don't have my signatures in here yet, but this is my cover. This is broken jewelry, and this is messy thread that I have been hoarding. So actually I've hoarded a bunch of stuff. Okay, so I started to ink this because I don't want to spend way too much time while I'm on here, but then I decided that I was going to use one of my corner punches because I keep forgetting that I have this particular one. And so we're going to use the one on this side here. And so I always turn it upside down just so I make sure that I have it all the way in. There we go. My floor is full of all those little corner pieces. Okay, there you go. I like that. Can you see that? Okay, so now I can ink those edges. Okay, don't forget to cover your ink. And that's going to go right in there. And so now you have all this space here. You can either write on it because that's light enough that you can. You can glue pictures in here. You can doodle. There you go. And this here is actually done. When I dyed this, I used that shelf liner that you can cut up into the size that you need it, and I put it on there so I can get that design. I don't know how well you can see that, but let's crease that down. All right, that one's done. Okay, now for this one, I want my papers to be in the same order. This is the same stuff, but in order for me to keep them down, because I dry my papers outside, not every spot of the paper will get that. It's just to hold it down and to give some of it a nice design. So this one is double-sided, and I think I want that part on the inside. Okay, and I love the way these edges turned out. So this is cabbage dyed, and what I did was I made 2 batches, one with baking soda and one without baking soda. And the one with the baking soda, I don't know how well you can see that, but those edges, when all the papers are together, are super, super teal blue. And I was wondering what happened here because that kind of looks rusty. But then I realized that what that is from is the fact that I don't really wash those very well. I just kind of run them under the water real quick. And so that's actually leftover coffee. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. Am I going to get to keep that piece right there? Oh, probably not. Oh, I don't really want to tear that. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to tear it this way because I want to keep that little guy right there because we can use him as decoration on something else. Okay. And I am not keeping these edges. I have so many little scraps of paper. You can do so much with these. I just have really way too many. You know, you can save them and use them as clusters, and you can put those clusters, you can tear these up in little pieces, you know, and like that, whatever, and then just take a piece of paper, staple it to that, and, or well, actually put a paper clip on there first. Don't have a paper clip. No, of course I don't have a paper clip, but put a paper clip on there and then glue that so you don't see it. And there you have a little cluster. But I'm not gonna do that today. I have a bunch of those. And because I like the torn look, I always have plenty of those to go around. Actually, I think I have a box of clusters already made up because I was bored one day and I didn't want to throw it away, and I had seen somebody else do that. Okay, so we're gonna just tear that. I don't know if I got that good enough. Tear this. Is that good? It is. All right. Oh, you know what? I should have put that on the inside like this. Oh, too late now. Well, I can put it this way. Should have done that with the other one. Okay. Gonna bring back our stapler here. Give it a good crease. And then we're gonna put a couple of staples in there. Okay. Fold that down real good. Okay. And the last video that I did on these, after I was done videoing it, because it took me so long, that I added a couple more embellishments on them, and I'm gonna do that today. Well, the one I showed you with the pocket in the front, but the last ones I did that I did not do on camera, I took another one of piece of paper about that size and I glued it to the back on just one side, so it became a tuck spot, and I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Okay, so don't forget to cover your glue. And what color do we want on here? I think this one. Okay, and which one are you? See, I dropped these one day and they went flying everywhere. So I don't even know what the right color. Oh, is this one the right color? Nope. Nope. Okay. I can't tell. So I dropped it and the cover didn't really come off, but they scattered everywhere inside, and that's a lot of work to just sit there and pull all those things out and make sure that they're in the right spot. Okay, make sure you got your 3/16, and we're gonna eyeball that middle. Put this in here and flip it over. I hope that's the right one. Oh yeah, it looks like it. Okay, whoop. Okay. Oh, I'm really bad about that. Okay. There's probably another reason why I don't use these things, because I can't keep them in there. Okay, hold that with your thumb. Make sure that that little nub right there is on the bottom and put it through that hole. See that? And then give it a good squish. See, of course it's working now because I'm videoing. If I was not videoing, I would be wasting a ton of those because it wouldn't work. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna eyeball the center here. Put that down. And while that's drying, we're gonna round these corners with, you know what, actually, I have one of these too that has square sides, and so I think we're gonna use this one here, the medium size, and just do all 4 corners. Well, that's kind of hard to see, it's almost the same color. Okay. The rest of my desk right here is an extreme mess. I had to actually clean it off in order to start making this video, and I kind of just pushed everything to the side and realized that that wasn't gonna cut it. Okay, so I have 2 more of these, and I think I'm gonna put that one here and that one here, and it's got just a little bit of an edge on here, and I am gonna ink that, but that will bother me. Same thing with this here, just because even though I ink it, I'll still be able to see it myself. Okay. And I'm not gonna, or you know what, actually I am gonna round the corners on just these 2 sides right here. Which side do I want up? I think it goes that way. Okay. Just those 2 sides, and you'll see why in just a second. Oh, see, and that's exactly why I keep it upside down, because that one was not in there correctly. There we go. It wasn't really rounded. Okay, these digitals here came from Dear Julie Julie. These 2 here I did myself. Okay, so what we're gonna do is open it up to the back, and this is what I did with the one that I didn't show you in my last video, just to give it a extra little, you know, oomph, if you will. I think that's clogged up. There we go. We're just going to put glue on that one side and then eyeball that center. And when I say center, I mean from here to here, not from here to there, because it's going to go right there. And when that's dry, you're going to be able to take a piece of paper and stick it in there and it'll stay. And this here is Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Fix. Actually, I use both of them. What I got last time was Fabri-Fix, but what's in here is Fabri-Tac. Okay. And then we're gonna do the same thing over here. And we're gonna put it right about there. Okay. Right. Oh, I got glitter on there. Okay, and that's gonna go right there. And then, where's my red ribbon that I'm hoarding? Okay, red ribbon. This is a little bit thinner. Okay, and we're gonna cut off about that much. Yeah, this is kind of stiff. All right, put that through the front. Pull it through the top. And we're gonna put a little dab of glue there. I should have left it, oh, I should have left it laying down. I need to add some to this. Okay, there we go. Pull it tight and then squish it. Make sure that glue stays. Okay. There you go. I hope you liked what you saw. If you do, please like, subscribe, and share, and leave a comment if you would. Every little bit helps. I woke up this morning and I now have 51 subscribers. I'm kind of stoked about that. So I hope you have a happy Saturday, and I will see you in my next video.